We are live. What is going on, everybody? How are we feeling today? Markets is green. The market's currently up 3.4%, guys. I know this is just like a random, random live. As my name suggests, random. But how about 30 minutes that I could sit and chat with you guys on this live? No, I didn't tell anybody that I was gonna go live, so let me see if I could notify some people. This was definitely unplanned, and that's why I don't have all my stuff together here. I'm just gonna do a quick share of it, and whoever come. For the rest of the people, they could just catch the replay. Almost done, guys. All right, I just dropped it, so bada beam, bada boom. What is going on? All right. So the overall market, guys, it is looking pretty decent. Very decent. You have Bitcoin at one point was about to touch, below 59,000, and all of a sudden, boom, it had a nice pop. And I think it's hugely based upon the US stock market, because um the S&P 500, I want to say it just broke its all-time highs. So the stock market in itself, it had a nice little rally. So being the fact that we have Wall Street now within crypto, it is going to influence the overall buys as far as Bitcoin on the spot Bitcoin ETF. So I'm kind of curious just to be able to see those numbers. You have Ethereum up 3% in the last 24 hours. Shiba Inu up 6.4%, and they just dropped some heavy news as far as with partner Shib with the DeLorean. Now that's huge. I really think it can. Do I think Bitcoin is gonna break 100K by the end of the year? I really think it can, because this is how I see it. Like whenever I'm looking at the chart for Bitcoin, especially what's going to be a telltale sign is between now and probably like the first 2 weeks of November, whether or not if it can. But as of right now, if we continue to keep going in the same way that we're going, we could see that, because we have the breakout area for Bitcoin somewhere around like 70, like 74. Let me get my candle. Like right around here, like 74,000. So once it breaks the 74,000, there's no resistance. Like there's virtually no resistance, virtually no selling, and it's just almost like a clear path. And one thing about what I like to well, really with assets, they tend to want to gravitate to the next whole or half dollar mark. So from 74, the next whole number, and what I mean by whole number is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then from 10, you go like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then from 100, like 100, 200, 300, and so on and so on. So same thing with Bitcoin. The next whole number that I'm looking at would be 100K. I think it'll hit 100K. Like slightly break out, people take profit, then 2025, heading into Q2, probably Q1, Q2, we could see then a break above 100 where Bitcoin is, trying to go to like 150, 200. At least that's how I'm playing it out in my head. Now, given any uh barring any black swan events. Old horse, glad you made it. Christopher, how you doing? But yeah, so and if that happens, I'm telling you, like the whole market in itself is gonna get, lifted up with Bitcoin. So hopefully in the next week or two, we could see Bitcoin sitting either testing the 70s or being above 70. And going into November, probably breaking out, from the all-time highs. And if that happened right then and there, it is going to set us up to have, because people, there's one thing about it. As soon as Bitcoin breaks out, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, 100 is coming, 100 is coming, 100 is coming. And it's going to automatically just become a self-fulfilling prophecy where people are just going to just max buy Bitcoin and just going to run up all the way to 100. At least that's how I envision it. Bullish on Roar, man. I am ultra bullish on Roar, man. Roar, I'm just saying it's such a clean chart. Not only is it a clean chart, it's exhibiting the same stair step pattern, like the up move, down move, up move, down move, up move, down move. Now, and even when I was talking about, right, like when Roaring Kitty was down here, I'm like, look, once we get past, some of the people who lost hope or don't believe anymore, because essentially they're the selling pressure, and that's one of the best aspect about Roaring Kitty. Like, no, we don't have any overhead. I'm talking about bills. No serious overhead. The only overhead that we have as a community is just paying for the market making for the exchanges, and that's $400 per market maker, per exchange. So we're on 3 exchanges, so really monthly bill of like $1,200. We haven't been doing LA token. So currently, right now, we're looking at $800 that the community have to come up with every month. So with other tokens, they have like huge overheads that they have to pay moderators, they have to pay their team, their staff, and they're paying them in their token. And the only way that these people who are doing the job are going to be able to eat is by selling the token. So you're just constantly just seeing selling pressure on a chart. And at some point, the volume that the token is getting is, it's going to have times where volume is not going to be at its optimal point. So as these people are continuing to sell, it's just going to continue to make the chart look ugly. And once people start seeing ugly charts, they're less prone to be able to invest into into an asset. As in Roaring Kitty, the only overhead that we have, guys, is the holders, people that hold the token. And once the holders stop selling, then naturally you're gonna get new waves of buyer coming in, and now this is what we're seeing right here. Like we do have resistance, you know, some right here, some, and you guys are probably seeing it right here, some resistance right here. But those are a few people in between. So once these people that's, you know, that were right here is gone, then we're gonna be looking to test all-time highs. And really, once we test all-time highs, we're gonna see a nice breakout, guys. A nice breakout. The thing is, and I'm saying minimum of probably seeing a $10 million market cap. That's just at the minimum. One thing that I noticed, and I like looking at other charts as far as with other tokens that were, you know, some were similar to us. Like if you take a look at Mog coin, market cap, I got listed market cap. Same thing with them. Like if you, I always look at like where breakouts are at. So if we zoom in right here, previous breakout, I'm talking about from the beginning when it started. Its previous breakout was roughly around what, 17 million, $16 million market cap. Then once it broke past the 16 million market cap, is, you know, it had this nice little run up that took it all the way to like 44 million. Now you have a new breakout area. You know, now a new breakout area is formed. Like this is the area, wherever it tops out at, that's going to be the next area that you want to look for. Can this crypto break? So with the line right here, oops, I'm out here drawing different line. Let me remove that. So now we got a new breakout area. So as you know, the crypto continue to have the sell off, because again, it's people who are buying in here. They're the one who's selling. Then eventually, you know, the token is going to have some type of consolidation. And that's why I love consolidation in token, because the more and more you see a token consolidate, the better it's going to be for its next run up, because now the consolidation period is going to allow the people who truly is not in the project, or people who lost hope in the project, and some of them who bought here or here, they're selling down here while you get new buyers starting to step in, because now they're creating a new floor for the token. So you get this nice little consolidation on Mod. Just consolidate. Eventually you're looking at this area right here. Like, okay, when can it break out past this area? Because next time it break past this area and continue to keep going, then that's going to be the next leg up on it. So boom, you finally get a breakout right here. And now this token goes from a $43 million market cap. Now keep in mind, like at its lows, after, you know, it topped out at its lows, it went from a $4.6 million market cap. So coming off of a $4.6 million market cap, it runs all the way up, guys, all the way up to a $520 million market cap. Because one thing about charting, and this is what that you have to understand, is like once it breaks past its all time, you know, its previous top, there's no resistance, guys. This is like a clear sky. There's no resistance, because versus when you're looking at right here, you could point out different resistance there. You could say, okay, boom, right here's a resistance, right there's a resistance. But once it passed like the last resistance area, just think about like apartment complex, like at the very top of the roof of the apartment complex, all it is just sky. And this is exactly what this saw. And after the breakout, it just straight up went to a $520 million market cap. And you could chart a lot of different charts, different cryptos, and you'll see the same consistent pattern. The same consistent pattern. So you have same thing. This is SPX. Let me draw that. Oh. So at this moment right here, and I'm gonna change it to market cap versus the numbers or the pricing. Let me back it on up. Like if you look at it, like it had its run up, then as soon as it tops out, that's where I'm automatically gonna draw my line. Just to be able to see like, okay, if I'm in it and I'm buying at these lows, the next step is just to be able to see like, is this gonna be able to recover? Because as soon as it recovers, and as you can see, it's showing life that it's recovering. Anytime you see a crypto showing life that it's not dead, it's zombieing up, then more likely it's replacing a lot of the people that was in here, the non-believers or the people who lost hope. Once they leave, again, you see it like as soon as it breaks past this area. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Like once it breaks past the previous top, like there's no resistance. Like you gotta look left. When you look left, there's no, like nobody bought here. So if no one bought here, then there's nobody to be able to sell here. So that's why the price skips happen so fast, so violently, to the point you're like, oh my God, you're looking at one day, oh, this is at a $3 million market cap. Next thing you know, it's at a $10 million market cap. It just happens so fast because uh of no resistance. And this is exactly what you've seen for this crypto. You know, it went from $30 million market cap. I mean, at its lows after the sell-off was somewhere around a $3 million market cap, where it did this nice consolidation, like I was mentioning before. Sell off, it zombie back up, but at the low of it was around, or really at the low of it was at a $1.27 million market cap. Next thing you know, it surpasses all-time highs, and it's just green skies just up ahead, going all the way to $638 million market cap. Turbo, same thing for it. And many of these are, they're CTOs. And that's the beauty of it, because again, if we don't have any overhead supply from devs that's trying to hold, that's selling to be able to keep the project alive, then that gives us a better opportunity to be able to allow the crypto to naturally go up. Because in a AMM, a liquidity pool, is designed for the price of the token to be able to infinitely go up, as long as the AMM is properly structured. And what I mean by properly structured is that, okay, the token that was, the amount of ETH or whatever it's paired with was put into it is allocated properly. So don't, people who sometimes fund a liquidity pool, let's say $100,000, $50,000 worth of token with $50,000 worth of ETH, giving it the 100,000, but the devs and the and their team, they're holding $40,000 worth of token. Like that's not properly structured, because at any given point they could drain the liquidity, and it's gonna make it virtually impossible for the token to go up. But same thing with this, with Turbo. It's set its top, and from there you just have nothing but consolidation for what? At least from June all the way to like December. We're looking at like a 6 months consolidation. Then when it finally zombied up and showed like, oh, I got sign of life, then it went on more consolidation. But the main top is right here. Like once it surpasses all-time highs, that's when it start to really get real violent as far as the price movement. Because boom, you get it right here, and all you see, it goes from, see what the market cap was at the time. Looks like I gotta redo it. All right, market cap at that time was, it ran up to $106 million market cap and dumped all the way down to a $4 million market cap. Now, that's a heavy dump. But through it, consolidation, and after past consolidation, guys, same thing again. It went all the way up to $650 million market cap. Bob, what's up, man? Yeah, definitely, guys. Hit the like button as you coming in. Yeah, I noticed that the time because I did when I was trying to get it was having that error, so I wasn't able to get it. But as soon before I did the live, I tried to go back in it, and I saw that thing was gone. I was like, dang. So definitely got to be quicker next time because I believe they are gonna have some more releases as well too. So Tim said Bone. Take a look at Bone. Bone. Bone is sitting at 40 cents. I still have my same line for Bone. I drew this line probably maybe a year ago. There it is right here. So there's two areas that I'm looking at for Bone as far as for it to cross. Like from this descending line right here. So if it could break as of today, because each day as this continues to stay below it, then the requirement of Bone needing to surpass that line becomes lower. So as of today, the area of interest that I would be excited to see Bone pass would be around $1. As you can see, because this line right here represent the descending, is going to show that it's the pattern, the downward pattern of Bone just going down has officially been broken. So for me, like I mentioned to you guys before, as long as Bitcoin still stays below its all-time highs and it have not surpassed its all-time highs, the price of Bone it could legit do whatever it want to do. And I know people don't like hearing that. Like, yeah, Bone go to 15 cents. I still wouldn't even bat an eye because getting into Bone, I had a plan, and the plan was, you know, Q1 Q1 is going to be like the time that I revisit my plan. Whether, do I need to alter it? Do I need to size down? Do I need to exit? And that's how you just got to approach it. You just got to be like emotionless. Like set a plan and you stick with the plan. My bone bag is about like 20,000 bone. I think I'm maybe like 1,000, maybe 1,000 shy or something like that. Yeah, really, the goal for me for bone was 10,000 bone, but since it was cheaply, I was like, yeah, let me just add some more. But really, I don't see a need to over, and this is why people like get in trouble too, especially with size. Like you got to know what you're comfortable with because like people who are able to invest like $100,000, $200,000 into having that as a position, I couldn't stomach that because that is too volatile. Crypto is too volatile for me to slap 200 grand onto any single play because again, people always look at the, oh, if I put $200,000, I get to $1 million real fast, but you're not looking at the drawdown. Like a lot of people, if they just lower their size on different plays, they could let the play work out because eventually they're sized up too big. So the crypto starts going down and they're like, oh my God, they start stressing. And once you start seeing the stress, like within your trading, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to sell. And the crypto is just doing what it naturally does until it actually, you know, have his big move up. So sizing in crypto is very, very important, and I don't see a lot of people talk about that. I made a few videos about like sizing, how to properly size into cryptos, different tokens, different coin. But yeah, because I remember somebody like they slapped. I don't know, it slapped like 200,000 into bone when it was at $2, like during this run up right here. And every day they just look at the chart, they're just like miserable. And I've been there before, guys. I'm talking about like these are all lessons. Like when I tell you guys, like everything that I'm teaching is based upon first hand experience on my end. You know, like being over leveraged or oversized into an asset, that is not a good way, guys. I'm telling you, talk about not sleeping. You wake up, you see your position, you're like, oh my God, I'm down again. Oh my God, like this is, and some people, they be using their last, you know, their saving, their life savings and just slapping into crypto. Like this is why for me, like I gave myself a number of how much, and I'm glad I even actually went under the number that I wanted to put into bone, and that number I gave myself about $10,000, and I am way under, you know, the $10,000 limit that I wanted to invest in bone. I think I want to say maybe I'm like 4,000, no, probably a little bit more, like five, maybe about 5,000 into it that I invested into it. So seeing bone 40 cents, because my average position, um, I gotta recalculate my. I have a low average position. I'm down some, but it's still low. I want to say it's maybe 50 or 60 cents. I'm not sure, but the main reason was I'm not chasing green candles. I'm always looking to get into at a support. Like anytime you're building into a position, like people try to do the one shot, one kill. It's very hard to be able to do that in crypto. Just to be able to time the exact when the crypto is about to take off. Um, Unless if you're just trying to chase green candles, and like chasing green candles, you never know when when the ride is gonna stop. So not financial advice, but I'm just telling you guys what I do. I position myself into any asset. Unless if I'm going really small, like let's say I'm, you know, it's a meme token. I'm going in like 200, $300 with a very, very low market cap token, because then I'm looking at it from this point of view. 200, like I can stomach if my $200 position get down to like $20. I mean, do I want my 200, $200 position get to $20? Absolutely not. But I could stomach. I could still sleep at night. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I mean, yeah, if you have nerves of steel like that, man, that's definitely more power to you. But like sinking in, 180K into a crypto, then if you guys watch follow the Confessions X account, they talk about like all the different people who just in their confession like, oh my God, I synced in 500K into a crypto, and now it's only worth like $7,000. I don't know what to do. But if you have nerves of steel like that, man, hey, I mean, more power to you. Old horse, I learned so dang much from you. So happy to call you a friend and mentor. Man, I appreciate you saying that, man. That's one thing that I really wanted my channel to be. Not just, hey, I'm into plays. I'm in this play. I'm in that play. And here it is. Like, I want to show you guys, like, the why. Like, why am I getting into this? Because, again, if your boy become, get like 8, 9 figures this bull run, uh, I might not be, I might not do YouTube as frequently as I'm doing it right now. So this way, if I leave, you guys still be able to have the skill set to be able to find the next runner. What do you think the partnership is about? Do you think it's something with DeLorean NFT will launch on Shibarium? I don't think they're that's one thing about I don't think it's gonna be on Shibarium. I think it's on the SUI or the SU network or something like that. SUI SUI. I forgot. I don't know what the blockchain called, but I think it's gonna be on that because at the very end of the video, if you guys saw it, the credit went to it, and also their official X account. It is following that blockchain. I think what it could be, and it could be like a shib version of of the DeLorean, or you could pay in it. Um, I mean, then again, I could be totally wrong as well too. So JDM said, Raphael, you should look into Roar CTO, really undervalued asset. Yeah, Roaring Kitty. I'm telling you, like Roaring Kitty, people don't like anytime an asset is at like sub, and that's why I always say like the real party with Roaring Kitty is not gonna start until after $10 million market cap. This is when people really start paying attention to assets once it surpasses a $10 million market cap. So for the people who are in now, able to see the value, because that's the thing, you got to see the value of the asset before the market does, because or else you're just going to be buying, buying a runner. Like you got to see the value of it before the overall market come, because the market, once they see it, they're the one who's going to drive this thing from $10 million market cap all the way to $1 billion market cap. ASAP, love you, bro. Trust, man. Love you too. That's trust, right? JDM said we wouldn't be on YouTube either. You'd be on the island drinking pina colada. Yes, sir. I hear that. I hear that. Now, Popcat, that's a very interesting one too. Like, it became a CTO like after this last run up. Um, and that's one thing too about people like a a brand new form CTO is not as appealing if volume is not there. So if it's a brand new CTO and volume is coming in, below like, well, if it's coming in like at least, and I'm just throwing out like 1/5 of the volume that it did before it was a CTO, then those are not appealing because it still has to cycle out the people that was buying in here, because you got to realize if you are in an asset that got rugged, you know, the first chance that asset starts seeing any type of life and, trying to come back, your natural instinct is to be able to sell. You're not trying to stick around. Most people are going to sell. Like the asset, let's say you got excited during the launch, you missed it, and you saw this thing get all the way over here. You bought right here. It had a second pump and you didn't even take out, and even now you got more people who's buying in these areas as well too. And you hear that the devs, because this is not what you signed up. You didn't sign up for a CTO initially. That's not what you signed up for. So once the dev leave or the team leave, whoever leaves, now you're just like, oh crap, my 500, my 1,000, my $10,000 is essentially, I essentially got rugged. And during this period, because on the chart it looks like it's a, not a long time, but you have, dev leave somewhere around here, which is around January, but you have going into March. Like 3 months in crypto is a very long time. Is a very, very long time. So looking at this thing going down and you're just like, man, I am stuck, I am rugged, and all of a sudden, it starts having some life. A lot of people, they're selling to get out. But in the same aspect, it gives very, very good opportunity for the people who are now seeing it and now it's starting to have that consolidation. Again, I love consolidation on a chart, because consolidation on the chart means that the next run up is going to be more violent. And again, this is what you saw. Boom. And it has a nice parabolic. It goes from, let me change it up, so that way you can see in terms of market cap. So at its height, it went to 36 million, turned into CTO, and at its low, it was somewhere around like a $5 million market cap, right? Then you get this violent move up, and it tops out again at a $376 million market cap. From $5 million market cap all the way to a $386 million market cap. That's a nice run up. Now you got a new breakout area, which is the $380 million market cap. It attempted to break, couldn't break it, so you had a failed breakout. It attempted again, more selling, then eventually it goes from 380 to $700 million market cap. And this is just like the beauty of CTOs, and I'm gonna keep saying this on this stream. This is why I like it, because now you don't have selling pressure. The biggest thing that kills any project is the team selling. You know, they have to keep the lights on to be able to keep the crypto going, and it's just like a thing that just get kicked down the road. God gave me the insight on Bone. That's why I'm cool with it. I'm with you too, man. Like, when it comes to Bone, like, even if you look at Bones with its consolidation, this is why I say, like I mentioned just earlier, I love consolidation. The consolidation for period for Bone even has been going on a downward trend. This has been since 2022, guys. 2022. And the prime reason why Bone is down, again, it comes to selling pressure. Anytime you're getting token that's being minted out, if volume is not surpassing, you know, is not surpassing how much is currently being minted, then you're gonna see a downward pressure. So most reward tokens that you will see, they typically are going to go down because people are receiving it as a reward, and they're going to automatically convert it into whatever native token that's on the blockchain. So in Bone situation, Ethereum is the native token. So when people get their Bone, they're automatically converting it so that way they could get ETH. So as soon as they get the reward, sell, get my ETH, sell, get my ETH, sell, get my ETH. And with that, all you see just straight downward pressure. So when Bone, like, this is why I never bought Bone up until, you know, really started buying it around like October 2022. Because I know they still had some more that they need to mint out, but now that Treat is coming around, Treat is going to be the reward token. So the selling pressure that Bone was automatically receiving is gonna go away. I mean, it's gone now due to the fact that that all the tokens for Bone is already minted out. So that's the max supply, and the contracts were announced. So Bone is gonna surprise people. You know, I know a lot of people lost faith in Bone, which is cool, because they're gonna be the one that's gonna end up pushing it up higher. It's gonna happen. I gave it a timeline, and I'll be hard pressed to believe it does not happen. 100%. You like Degen. Let's take a look at Degen. is Degen layer 3, right? Layer 3 for base. Crazy thing about it, I looked at Degen and I wanted to get it. I don't know why just didn't pull the trigger. Because I remember when it first came out. Talking about like when it first came out over here. I like, yo, this is pretty interesting. But never pulled the trigger. Then afterwards I saw the big run up. And it's like one of those things like out of sight, out of mind. Like it went all the way up here, then had this fall. Like, I mean, it's definitely like where it's at right now. Plus, it got listed on what, Coinbase or was it Binance? So slapping a position on this is definitely not not a bad idea. Slap a position because look how far away it is from its all-time high. You're looking at least, it gets back to its all-time highs, roughly an 8x, 7x. Then once it breaks past its all-time highs, it's probably going to like at a minimum of 1.6 billion. So it's not bad. I don't know the tokenomics behind it. Are they constantly minting now if they are minting tokens, then that I do not like. I hate anything that's inflationary. Like if it's inflationary, I tend to want to stay away from it. Because at the end of the day, you gotta have volume to counteract it being inflationary. And if it slips up for, a few months and not having any volume, which I doubt it shouldn't since it's on either Binance or Coinbase. Lately, I've seen a lot of meme coins have gone parabolic after 5 million market cap. Yeah, see, and it was. I'm not sure if you caught the first beginning of the stream. Like when it comes to crypto or even any asset, they gravitate to whole and half dollar marks. So 5 million, that's like a whole number. So after five, you'll see it jump up to 10. Then from 10, you'll see like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then after it passed the 50, boom, it automatically jumped to 100. That's what you tend to see for a lot of different cryptos. It's that it's almost like a psychological trigger for a lot of people. Like you'll be surprised like how much psychology goes into charting, like what you could see within charting. There's a book, I forgot what the book is called, but it was dealing with the stock market, but it was talking about like it's been years since I read that book, but it was just breaking down like the psychology as far as like with the charts, um, and that's why I love TA. I love looking at the TA because within TA, it reveals, especially if you start seeing like where people got in at, and that's one of the biggest advantage. I don't think a lot of people take advantage on because you could see people's patterns within trading. Like this person right here who sold like $1,400 worth of rower. All I got to do on here. All right, so this is their buys and sell. So now this, I don't think this shows all of it, but as you can see, their their level of trading is more like momentum. So they only want to get in once it starts to have momentum. So these people right here, they're not long term holders. They're gonna get in, they're gonna sell. Because anytime you start seeing frequent buying, frequent selling, buying, selling, straight momentum. So as it starts going up, they're gonna buy it, cause the momentum, then also sell it. and these are all their buy and sell. Like right here, they bought. They made a little bit of money with this last buy. They bought on the 4th, 6th, and the 10th, and they sold on the 11th, which is today. Oh no, that's cool. JDM, how can I know when coin CTO? Well, they would announce it because when a coin becomes a CTO, the community will say, "Hey, we're now, devs left." They'll put like an announcement for it. So it's like one of those things like anytime typically whenever what's that? I always get that one confused. It was like bow. I forgot what it's called. Like they became a CTO as well too. But most of the time, if you see like a coin goes parabolic, and next thing you know, the chart looks very ugly. It looks like almost like a rug pull. More likely, that is a CTO. So with the CTO, is the community still around? Is the community still trying to build? Like this coin right here, like this became a CTO. Had this big parabolic move, and for full disclosure, I'm not invested in it. I just remember it because it was right around the same time Roaring Kitty was mooning, and a couple people had asked me like, hey, like why isn't Roaring Kitty mooning like that? Uh, but yeah, the next thing you know, boom, dump. So now you just have to go to their Telegram just to be able to find out is the team, or not the team, or is the community still building? Is they still around? Because if they're still around, maybe it's a good possibility. But also within the CTO, you want to make sure that the contract in itself is renounced. Because if the contract's not renounced, then the people who left could come back and just alter it. I'm thinking about getting a like this right here. This is hideous. I'm not gonna lie. Like you see, this is what you call a cabal of a play. This is hideous. The reason why this is hideous, guys, this wallet right here funded all these different ones, guys. So this right here, this would not be a good CTO because they got the hidden uh devs that's in it. This is what you want to avoid. Like bubble map should be everybody's go-to. Like if you're investing into meme coins, you gotta get yourself either an account. I mean, most of them is free. Um, but if you don't have like I guess the premium version. But yeah, this is hideous, guys. Now, granted, some of them might be exchanges, but generally speaking, whenever you see you want to avoid like the cabals. Actually, it'll be mainly something like this because it looks like this is the exchange. So this might not be as bad. I didn't even look to the side, but this right here. Okay, that's MEXC. So that's it's a little better. MEXC, it's a little better because sometimes like whenever you click on it, it's not an exchange. It's the actual developer or the actual someone else's wallet, and they're doing this many transfers for themselves. So as soon as things start to dump, you could easily go on here and just see like what wallets is doing what. Now this right here, I don't think this is, yeah. So notice how these right here are connected, right? These are connected. Like I wish so I don't have the premium version. Um I know I told you guys I should probably get into it and I don't even have it myself. Um but for Roy and Kitty, it still has the one from I think the last update from it, since I don't have the premium version, is from roughly what 4 or 5 months ago. So a lot has happened. The big whale that used to be in there, he's no longer there, so it's not gonna show as accurate as you seen with this one, because this one was as of 2 weeks ago. So if somebody do get the premium version, refresh it. Yeah, okay, 5 months ago. See, like when you look at Roy and Kitty, notice you're not seeing so many different connections, right? So this is how I knew, like, okay, going into it, there's not any hidden sellers. Like, there's not any, because at the time when this was 5 months ago, look, the Uniswap wallet was at 10%, and somebody owned more than 5%. Like currently, right now, that's not the case. So, but yeah. So ours look very, very clean, no connection. You know, a true CTO. Of course, you had. Let's see what this was. This was Wallet 23 or Wallet 18, and they might not even still be there. Let me just click onto it. This is FD90. Again, this was from 5 months ago. Okay, they have less. They have no, they still got it. Oh, they're still holding on. They're still holding on. That's pretty good. So what's the connection here then? Wallet 18. Okay, so this was a old purchase, 743 days ago. Or yeah, 743 days ago. I guess we still got some people in there, at least, or maybe they don't even know. JDM with the $10 bomb. I appreciate that, my brother. Says thanks for all the great alpha. Like anytime. JDM says stop doxing my wallet. JK. I think this market that we're going into, especially with how meme happy the market is. I actually was right in a I'm already in it. I'm sorry. I was writing a little history piece of how we actually came to, to this meme craze that we are, because it's very similar to OTC, like the stock market OTC craze. It's very, very similar. Because one thing about in the stock market, instead of having YouTubers, what they had was message, not mess, newsletters. People used to, and this is how I'm kind of telling my age, but people used to subscribe to newsletters, and these OTC stocks used to pump as hard as some of these memes, and people would just line up. But now you have these newsletters that's being replaced by influencers, people who are on X, people who are on on YouTube. And the same thing with these newsletters, they used to pay them in shares to be able to promote their token. Because anytime, see, this is why, like, I do not like cryptos that that's using their tokens to be it I'm really 50-50 on it, because yes, you need attention, and that is definitely the quickest way to be able to get attention, by paying an influencer. They're doing a service, they're letting you know. But the part that it just becomes murky is that it's like it's hard to, because I can see it on both sides, because I'm an influencer, and I see the benefit of it, but I also see the negative side of it for both the project as well as being an investor in it. And if you're an influencer, you're paid to talk about a crypto, then you're doing the service for it. And this is why I tend to stay away from paid gigs, because if I'm getting paid to say something, like, I can't really be as honest and transparent. Now, throughout the life of my channel, I probably only did like 2 paid gigs. And that's one thing that I, especially say, hey, I'm getting paid for this. And I talked about it on the channel one time as far as being paid. After that, if I liked it, I still continue to talk about it. Because one thing about it, like, I'm the type that, if I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it. And this is why, people are not gonna pay you to give your honest opinion about their crypto. JDM, no bro, I move in silent, watch from a distance. Once in a while, I'll pop in and say something. Well, guys, it is approaching that time. I done got the eye a couple times. So that means I gotta shut this live up really quick, real fast. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying this movement, especially in this market. Like, where things is heading. Like, as soon as things really start to take off for Bitcoin, like memes, they're gonna be the vocal point, especially in this market coming up. When retail comes in, they're gonna go in for the meme. But I really appreciate you guys coming in, tuning in. I'll see you guys in the Telegram. Random Arts guys.